Hi, it's Jabba and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Legacy version on Xbox. And today's video is a bit of a mixed bag of stuff, so I will explain. I was in Eternatus, stacking up wing missions, selling all the stuff off my carrier from some recent mining trips. I even cleared out some of my methyl monohydrate crystals and managed to complete wing missions for that off, so I was well chuffed. 560 tons for 9 million. No one else would do that wing mission, I don't think, on Xbox, unless there's any crazy miners out there like me. But I'm doing my wing mission stacking in open, in Eternatus, like I always do, because I am a roleplay pirate. So when I do piracy, I rob traders that are in open, so it's only fair that I do my trading in open. And that does put me at risk. I'm here with a full load of bromulite, going from one station to the other to seek other missions. But when I go pirating, you know, I expect people to be taking that sort of risk, so it's only fair that I take that sort of risk. And I must admit, I wasn't paying that much attention, but I went from paying not very much attention to sitting forward and paying some attention when, as I come out of one station to go towards the other, I see a holo, and I see it's Jabba of Jabba's Palace. So Jabba of TOC, who is the person behind the Jabba's Palace Discord for Xbox, which if you're not involved with is a very awesome Discord for the Xbox version of the game. They have bounty boards, they arrange fight nights, there's challenges, there's things you can bet on, there's all sorts of activity going on there. I highly recommend that Discord. Though the chat can get quite salty sometimes, you've got it. It's definitely 18 only rated Discord chat. But it is an awesome Discord and does a lot for the community, so I never mind promoting it because it's a proper fun bit of the community. But as you can see, I immediately submitted and high waked. I then decided to see if I could get away with doing a loop in a triangle round systems and end up back in Eternatus. Now this was a test to see whether he was using the weight scanner to come after me or using the friends list to come after me. And I think he was definitely using the friends list given the time it took him to appear in system behind me. So I'm sort of contemplating what to do. I was thinking about just straight dropping down, but then I was like, no, I'll stay in system. I want to see how long before he turns up, because then I can gauge whether I'm dealing with a wake scanner or whether I'm dealing with someone tracking me on my friends list. Now, there's responses to both, but there's no way I want to block and unblock Jabba off my friends list, because it's just, I would have done that if it was an IED guy straight away. If it was some lawful tracking me on the friends list, I would always just block and unblock them. The friends list is some people that track you like day after day on the friends list. It gets old and stale very quickly. But once in a while, someone popping down and having a pop at you, using it, I'm not going to worry about too much. So I was interested in Jabba's build here because it was like, well, he's not really pirate equipment. He's got no shields. It's a Mamba. What is he up to? And I should have checked his weaponry because those are torpedoes. But at that range, they're not an arm. Now, I will, though, admit, as soon as he fired ones that did miss me and were coming back, yeah, it's always time to hightail it when your opponent's got torpedoes and you're in a Type 9, because you're so slow. I don't even know if I can outrun the torpedoes in this. I'm not 100% sure, and I've only got one pointless defense, which is not going to do a lot against torpedoes. However, the arming distance for torpedoes is, I think, 800 meters. I could be wrong. I didn't look it up or check it before making this video. I've just got, that's the figure I've got in my head. For me, I always think fire them at 1k away at least. But I believe it's 800 meters for arming distance. So if you're closer than that, they're not going to hurt you. They just don't arm in time and they just hit your shields and do nothing. That is the reverberating cascade torpedoes I'm talking about when I'm saying about shooting into your shields. All torpedoes have an arming distance, but specifically the ones, these are being shot at me, the ones that take out shields and do reverberating cascade damage. I did check and my shields were down to 38%. Which isn't bad considering they are actually quite weak integrity wise because they're high cap prismatics. So yeah, that quick glance there was to check my shield integrity. But now I'm like debating what to do. So I do go in a loop and go back to Eternatus because that's where my carrier is, and I drop down, and then I'm in Super Cruise. I'm out of Super Cruise, and by the time Jabba gets over, my wake's vanished. So it's one of those things. If you drop out quick enough, the person chasing you won't be able to get a system in time, and you're in low space, they're in Super Cruise, they can't find you. But it's then the question of what to do from there. So I started having a think, and I'll leave you with an ad break, and I'll come back to you with what I came up with and what started a bit of fun. So we're going to take a pause and take a quick look at what you guys sponsor. With your guys' views, you help out Big Red Rooster Cockerel Rescue, helping out cocks of all sizes, all shapes, and for the love of the cock, keep watching so we can raise money for this lovely little animal rescue and save birds like my little co-pilot here. So what to do? So I look at my friends list, I look at the galaxy map, I have a look at how far my carrier is away from the star, I weigh up my options. Jumping up into Super Cruise and going for my carrier, dodgy at best. Jabba's most likely to have reloaded his torpedoes, and yeah, that carrier is a little bit too far away. Had I parked it at the star, maybe, but I parked it like by the second or third station in the system, so that's probably not a good bet. Moving my carrier to another system and then meeting up with it, possibility. That's always a good maneuver, and then I can offload my cargo, get in a combat ship, and then fight Jabba. Then I spot Al. Now, he's in Malanja, which is also in expansion, and is also a great place for 50mm wing missions, and also wing missions for Bromulite. So I go on a Jabbable run. I try and outrun Jabba, get over there before he can, and I've got the cover of Owl at the star. I can get to the slot, get to the station before Jabba can catch me. As soon as I start to make my run, he's going to come after me. Now, he's not in some dopey PvP Mamba like mine with a 6 light year jump range or an 11 light year jump range or something with a fast boot FSD or something silly. He's in a ganker build, which is probably got a decent jump range and maybe even a fuel scoop. This is what they do. They have to go hunting for their quarry, so they're used to going long distances. Any PvP like an IED guy, anyone like that, would have never kept up with me. But remember TOC, they will have the range to keep up with me. So I managed to keep, on my screen it was showing I was keeping 2 jumps ahead of him, but I was conferring with Al, who was in party and watching both of us our locations, and he was like figuring that Jabba was about 1 jump behind me. So maybe it was that NPC interdiction that slowed me down, but I knew if I got to system, I would be able to keep Jabba from coming after me long enough for me to make it to the station, and with a bit of luck I would find the missions I need to offload my cargo and still get the value that I want for it. This unfortunately doesn't help me stack up the 20 wing missions in Eternatus that I need to do, but then I can always go back and do that with the next load of Bromulite. There's plenty of Bromulite on my carrier, and I go mining all the time. I'm currently stacking up wing missions because Meta Orange is saving up for a fleet carrier, so I was actually able to get the 20 done in Eternatus and get Meta in party and share those wing missions with him, so it was all good. But these ended up just being some bonus wing missions that I did somewhere else. The other place where I could most likely get rid of my full cargo in one stop, not have to worry. I was a little bit left over, and I also picked up the mission reward modular terminals, because I store modular terminals on my carrier just in case newbies ask me if they need them to unlock an engineer. I've always got some on standby. I collect a lot of the material that people need for engineers and keep it on my carrier. I've normally got Smiles Beam, I've normally got Metal Alloys, I've normally got modular terminals in case there's a newbie in the Dark Marauders that needs to unlock their engineers. Doesn't happen very often these days because most of the members of the Dark Marauders are old school that have been around for ages. But it is nice to help Meta out get his carrier, and the bonus was this didn't actually cost me getting my 20 wing missions done in Eternatus, and in the end I got that done as well. So these 3 wing missions that I get completed here were just kind of a Brucey bonus, and that was all good. And there's a surprise in store because I always just invite random friends into my wing. If we're looking for a space for wing missions, I just go on my friends list and invite people. And the first two names I came across on my list were Jabba and Woody, both members of TOC, and I was like, whichever one joins first, I'll share the wing missions with. And in the end, Jabba joined. So I ended up sharing my wing missions with the person who chased me all the way across the bubble and forced me to do my wing missions here. So, you know, that's because I really don't care, and it's, as I've always said, it's not about the money. I do it because I like the mining, and selling the Bromulites kind of fun. But it kept Jabba pleased. I might have got away from him in my Type 9. I might have had a pursuit all the way across the bubble, but it provided entertainment for the two of us. And yeah, he kept coming after me, I kept jumping away, and yeah, it woke me up for sure, because I was sitting there like half asleep at the at the controls, just doing wing missions, just like drifting off, and then suddenly I'm wide awake, shooting across the bubble, doing some long-range truck driving in danger, all the sort of stuff I enjoyed doing, and yeah, a good evening's entertainment, and some money for people as well. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. GG to Jabba, and yeah, Al didn't manage to interdict him. Jabba did keep his front facing Al the whole time, but Al was able to delay him and let me get to the station and sell my wares. That's all. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.